We're in the second portion of a story that John is telling about a man who was an invalid for 38 years, who could not walk for 38 years, being healed by Jesus. We've already read about the fact that Jesus is walking through this place where people expect to be healed, want to be healed. He sees this one man, he draws his attention to him. Do you want to get healed? And then Jesus says this word to him. Get up, pick up your mat, and walk. At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was a Sabbath. And so the Jewish leaders said to the man who had been healed, "It's the Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." But he replied, "The man who made me well said to me, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" So they asked him, "Well, who is this fellow who told you to pick it up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. One can imagine then, in this scene, Jesus speaks to him. And we're not just talking about helping him up or showing him he could walk, because a person who's not walked for 38 years doesn't instantly walk, even if they have suddenly the ability to do so. The muscles have atrophied. Nothing works properly, balance. And so when Jesus speaks this word, he addresses the whole condition, restores muscles and the ability to walk. And so this man, I gotta believe, is so amazed that he jumps and laughs and leaps and clicks his heels and loses track of Jesus. But he does what he says, picks up his mat and begins to walk home. And he is stopped by religious leaders who say, why are you walking with your mat? It's the Sabbath. And he said, well, the man who healed me of this condition told me to pick it up. I'm going to do what he says. Here, I just want to mention, I think there's a warning here where Jesus obviously will correct their understanding of the Sabbath by saying many times, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So we're not serving some religious observance. It's supposed to serve us, right? The Sabbath is supposed to serve us. And we can grab an imagination for why the Sabbath is so crucial to our health and well-being. But here, it become an obstacle to well-being. And it just makes me wonder about where our traditions cause us to be blind to the obvious thing that God's doing in real time and saying, God can't do that. God wouldn't do that. I don't know if I have any specific applications, but it makes me nervous to think I don't want to ever serve my tradition over serving God. I want to serve God, and I want to follow the Spirit, and I want to do what God's up to, because I can get it wrong, and so can my tradition. And so it's a warning to all of us to really be seeking out the living God through our tradition and finding Him and not stopping just at the tradition. I hope that's an interesting thought for you. Grace and peace to you.